everyone, welcome to the first video of the zombie FPS tutorial. So this is going to be a first person shooter game, and in this video we will see the following things. First of all, we'll set up the project in Unity. After that, we'll download an environment for our game from the asset store. After that, we'll download an asset from Unity package. This is a custom Unity package that we have made and you can download it. After that, we'll download a zombie from Mixamo. So Mixamo is this online site where you can get characters and you can give animation to different characters, and it is completely free. And then we'll compile those animations in Blender and we will import the zombie character to Unity. So this is all we'll be doing today. So let's get right into it. Let's start with setting up the Unity project. Let's select a name for our project. I'll call it Zombies, and it should be a 3D project. Okay, now we are in Unity. So let's go ahead and set up first thing that just make sure that this is 16:9 so that it plays correctly on all phones. Or what else you can do is you can also go with an HD 1280 by 720p. That is also fine, whichever you want. And then let's make an environment for our scene. So first of all, let's rename the scene and we'll call it level 1. It will ask to reload, just reload that, and then let's get to asset store. So you can reach asset store through window and then you can come to asset store. You can see this is going to be our environment, and you have to press download. So I've already downloaded it, so I'll just import it and it will start to prepare the package to import. Okay, after importing you will see this, so just import everything. Now that our asset is imported, let's go to console. There are two small errors or warnings, just clear them up. And then when you come here, we can see that we have all of our things. So what you can do is you can just go ahead and create your own map with the things given to you. But instead what I am going to do is I'm just going to open this map one scene, and here you can see that we have a pretty good map set up for us with the assets. So I'm just going to use this one. I'll just copy it and then I'll come to our default scene, and in this scene we'll just paste it. Now our map is copied, so you can see that the lighting is not that great. So what is happening is that the color is a little bit yellow from default in Unity. So we'll just make it completely white, and there you go. This looks a little better than before. And also there is a lot of stuff that we don't really need. So what we'll do is we'll just delete that. So let's go to top view and we'll select some things and delete them like this tower, these two houses, and one of this house. So what happens is that when we bake the light, right now auto generate lighting is off, but afterwards when we bake it, then it will take a lot of time. And also let's just bring this direction light also here, and and we don't need any particle effects because that will also just clog up our memory and all, so we'll delete that one also. Now I'll just rename this map v1 to environment. So there you go. Now we have a nice environment for our player. So let's just see where we can position him. So I think that this place would be good for our player. So let's just go over here like this. So you can just rotate this by pressing down the right key of your mouse and just locating it wherever you want. There you go. We have it like this, and you can see that the light is not that good in these parts. So what I will do is just go ahead and rotate the light in a way so that all of this is lit up nicely. There you go. Yes, now you can see that it is looking much better than before. Okay, so you just have to play around with this stuff a little bit to get it correct. And after that, when you think that the light which you see here is nice and you like how it looks, so what you can do is you can come like this, the way your player will be. You can click on camera, and then on game object you can say align with view. So here you go. This is how your game looks now. So whenever you have time, you should just go to this auto generate lighting, and in the auto generate lighting, you can just go here and click on generate lighting. So you will see that because our map is so complicated, so it would take a little bit of time. So you should just do this when you have some time on you, as it can even go up to like 1 and 2 hours also sometime. So this could also be the last step that you do. So it's totally up to you. So and if you start it sometime, you can just force stop it from here. Okay, now you can see that our map is set up correctly. And just so you remember, I should tell again that only generate lighting when you have plenty of time in your hand, like 1 or 2 hours. So I'll also rename this to environment assets. There you go. Now let's save our scene. So now let's import a package. So this is a custom package that I have made, which has an FPS player with guns and animations and all. So you can get it just like that, and it also has animation controllers and all. So I'll tell you later how to make those animation controllers. For now, I'll just import them and show you. So this is our package, FPS player Unity package. So I'll open it, and then you should just import all of this. There you go. Here we have our player. So this is a prefab, so you can just go ahead and drag and drop this. There you go. Here we have our player. So now you can see that I have given him a little bit of height, so you can also just give him whatever you want, and I think that this was okay. And you can come here, you can bring the camera closer to it, and you can just come to the camera, and then you can go to game object and you can do align with view. So now that you have it like this, you can rotate it and just set up your camera like you want. You can press W. So first of all, you should just unpack this prefab because we don't need the prefab anymore. and you can also put the prefab under FPS weapons. Now open up the player and you will see that we have two types of gun. One is a pistol and the other one is a M10. So let's just deactivate pistol for a while and activate M10. So there you go, this is the M10 and we also have the pistol. So let's work with the pistol right now. Okay, so what we can do is we can also make the camera a child of the player. So I'll just rename the camera and put it over here. So now the camera is a child of the player. So we'll just go ahead and do this 0, and then we don't want any Y rotation, and X rotation we'll see in a while, and we don't want any Z also. So now you can just control your player. You can press W to get this, or you can come over here to the move tool and then you can move the player somewhere like this, so that for now you can only see his hands. Okay, so the player is almost set up. Yeah, and then you can see that the X rotation will control. We will use this also in a script to control where the player looks, and we'll also use the Y to look around a little bit. So for now, let's just keep the 0 and this in 13. Let's save the scene up. So this is our character, and as I told you, it also has some animations, and I'll later show you how to make these animators and also how to have these animations play. Now we almost have all of our assets, so what we need is the zombie and also the UI. So for this game I have downloaded some UI from Google Images and all, so I'll just import them also right now. So first of all, I'll create a folder for UI and then I'll open it and I'll right click and I'll import new asset, and then in UI we have all of the things that we need, so let's import them. So by default, whenever you download load images in this in Unity, the texture type will be default, and what we want is sprite, 2D and UI. So I've selected all of them and I'm going to do sprite, 2D and UI, and then I'm going to apply. Okay, so one more thing that you'll need to do is you'll have to come to file and then build settings, and then you will have to choose a platform to be Android, and you'll have to switch to the Android platform. So as you can see, this all of this will take some while. So setting up the project takes some while, especially doing this Android and all, as it changes all of the sprites to be compatible with Android. So just give it some time and let it complete. While this completes, let us go to Mixamo and download our zombie asset. So this is Mixamo. So you'll have to log in to download the assets, but all of the assets are free. So all of the characters that you see here, they can have any animations available on the Mixamo website. So I'll just search for the zombie character. So I'm going to select Jill as our character. You can select any one of these, all will work fine and the same way as any of as Jill will work. So then you should come to the animations window, and then I'm going to search for zombie. So the first animation we need is idle. So I'll just search for it, and then you can see it's not necessary that you take the default idle that Jill has. You can also take from other characters. So let's see. So this is one, and this is one. I think this one looks good. It is like more active. So just go ahead and I'll show you how to download it. So you press on download, and you need to have one that has skin, and the others you don't need with skin. So I'll just download one which has skin, and the format should be FBX, frames per second should be 30, and there shouldn't be any keyframe reduction. So you just go ahead and download this. I've already downloaded it, and just like this you should take zombie attack, and here it is. And you need to have zombie run. So this will be the zombie run, and make sure that the animations which are moving, you just do them in place, because we don't need them moving on their own, otherwise it will affect our mechanics. So, and just like that you do all of these, and you keep downloading them. So at the end you will have 5-6 animations. I'll just make a list of them over here. So what you need is the run animation, and then you need walk, and two death animations, and you will need idle animation and one attack animation. So this much would be enough. So after you have downloaded all of these, you just store them in a folder. I'll show mine. So there you go. You can see that I have all of these different animations, and the one zombie which I have with skin. But don't worry, if you also download other zombies with skin, we have a way to fix that also. So one thing that you can do is you can directly import all of these into Unity, and you will still have all of the animations, but a more consistent way to do this is with Blender. So what you can have is you can have just one character and one armature which has all of these different animation clips. So that is just a bit more consistent and bit more easier to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and let's open Blender. And yeah, now that Blender is open, go ahead and select the general, and then press A to select all of the things, and then press X to delete all of the objects. And after this you should go into file and then import FBX. So first of all you should just import the one in which you had the skin and all. So I'll import one of it. So there you have it. Let's So there you go. When you come to viewport shading, then you can see all of the textures and colors. So now that you have this one, let's just open up this panel a bit, because we'll be working with this. Let's keep a zombie in view, and then here you have to select dope sheet, and in the dope sheet we need action editor. So action is same as animation clip and Blender, so you can understand from that. And then how you sort all of these out is through here. So right now you can see that our armature has one animation, which name would be something like this, and then you just play it and see what that animation is. So this animation is walking, so I'll go ahead and rename this to walk. So now I have one animation, I want the others. So I'll just go into file, and I'll import FBX, and I'll just import all of the remaining FBX that I didn't import the last time. Just make sure that you remember these two, which were the default ones, and then just import FBX. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see that we have many meshes and many more things, armatures and all. But what has happened is that all of these different armatures, which have their own animation, their memory is now stored into Blender. And because all of our armatures are one and the same, so Blender knows all of the animations now. So what you can do is you can just delete all of the remaining armatures and also the new meshes. So go ahead and delete them, and because of that you will have some of these things left, so you should just go ahead and delete those also. Just remember the two default things that you had, one armature and one of the meshes. So now select the armature again, and you can see that there is a whole list of other animations. So we should what we have to do is we just have to go through these animations and see which one is what. And like this one is a T pose, so I'll just call it the T pose. Then let's move on to the next one, play it. So this is the attack animation, so I'll call this one attack. Then we have death, so we have two deaths, so this would be death 2, and then we have one more death, this is death 1. You just have to check them out like this. You can also pull this up, drag this to see the different animations. I just know these animations already. And then we have run, and we already have walk. We already have this one also, this is death. This one is also another death animation. So this is the idle animation, we don't have this one yet. So let's take this one, and attack, death 1, death 2, idle, run and walk. So we have all of our animations. So you can see that we have some animations which we don't want. So what you can do is you can come over here, and by default we have view layer, but you can come to Blender file, and then you can see that there are actions, and you can just come here and select the ones which you don't want, and you can delete them. So now we are left with these animations which we really want, and you can come to view layer again, and now we can just export this file. So go to file, export, and then FBX. So you just want to leave all of the things as default, and I'm just gonna go and save this in desktop. And one thing that you want to remove is add leaf bones, because they just take up more memory and they don't really, you don't really need them right now. So we will call it zombie FBX. So let's go ahead and export it. There you go. We can see that we have a zombie FBX now. So let's take this asset and put it into Unity. So there you go. You can simply drag and drop this into assets, and we can see that our platform has also switched from PC, Mac and Linux to Android. So you can go ahead and close this one also, and you can come to assets, and you can see that we have a zombie. So let's make a new folder for this model and any more model that we will import later on, and in this model we can keep our zombie. So you can see that a zombie doesn't has color. So one thing you can try is you can come to the inspector, and then in materials you can see that there are no materials. You can extract materials first of all, select the same folder where the model is, and you can see if that gives us zombie colors. If this does not work, which we can see is not working, then you can just go ahead and delete this. And what you can do is you can directly import the zombie with the skin which we downloaded. So I'm going ahead and importing that asset now. Okay, so now that zombie has come here, so we can extract textures from it. And then there will be some normal map settings which are for Unity, so you can just press on fix now and it will just fix anything. And then you can also extract the materials and in the same folder. There you go. So now we have all of this. So come to our zombie, and in the materials you can just use external materials legacy and then apply. There you go. So now you can see that we have our zombie with color. So we can just delete the zombie which we had before. And now what you can do is you can take the textures, select them, and you can bring it to the materials folder. And we don't need these materials now. So there you go. In the materials, we have one material for a zombie and the three textures which are making up this material. Then you can come back to model and let's put a zombie in the scene and see how it looks. So there you go. It looks pretty good. Let's just rotate it to -90, and there you go. You can see the zombie, and you can come to animation, and then some of these animations need to be looped, like attack, and we don't need to loop death. We need to loop idle. We also need to loop run and also walk. After doing this, you should just apply it, and here you can see the animations by dragging this up. All of the animations you can check are working correctly. We have two types of death. There you go. So the project is almost set up and ready to be made. So then today we completed the Unity project setup. We downloaded the environment from the asset store. We downloaded the FPS character from the custom Unity package, and we downloaded zombie and mixed all the animations in Blender and imported the zombie character to Unity. And these were the animations that we downloaded from Mixamo. So we have completed all of this today. So let's see what we have for the next tutorial. So the next tutorial we'll start scripting. The first will be the zombie movement, and we will do that with using Unity Nav Mesh. So it is a type of artificial intelligence that Unity uses. We will also see animation controllers that control animation clips. So that was all for today. Thank you.